Hello, welcome back to our videos here, and in this video we're going to talk a little bit more about the connection games, and you might not have seen the last video, but we'll make sure the link is below. Lately we've started talking about partnership and connection with our partners and how we bring that into the whole family dynamic and how we work on healing or reigniting the inspiration and the connection, the communication and the understanding in our relationships with our partner. And in the last video we talked about creating a connection time, a connection space, and we gave you a very specific exercise. And in today's video we want to do the same. We want to talk about that created connection time that you're setting up, and we'll talk about that in a second. And we want to give you another one of those games or those exercises. And there's a lot of them coming out of Kaya and I at the moment because it's part of what we're developing for a new program that we're creating that is full of all these different little connection games and little exercise homework that is coming. There's going to be every week in the program. So we want to share some of them with you here so you get a feel for it, and so you can start now really reigniting your relationship.
So this one's about totally turning on its head that whole stereotype of when you do this, this is what it does to me, or this is what you're doing that's wrong for the relationship or the family or our children, and totally swapping it around. And you can really play with this and have a lot of fun, to you actually sharing, this is what I'm doing that's messing up our relationship, this is what I'm doing that's not working, and then your partner actually sharing, and this is what you're doing that is working, and them sharing what they're doing that isn't working. So kind of like, instead of playing the blame game on each other, it's not about blame, it's kind of about having fun and exploring and taking responsibility, but it's flipping it around and almost like giving yourself a hard time to your partner in a fun way.
Yeah. So this is one of those exercises that fits in your connection space, your connection time. And so if you watch the last video, you might already have a time in place and you've been trying the last game. So this is another one that you could slide in there. Depends what feels right at the time. If you haven't seen the last video and you don't know what we're talking about, what we're talking about is your partnership, particularly in the beginning when you're first getting this reconnection going again, and this cycle between your connection, your communication and your understanding of each other back in place. One of the most helpful things you can do is create structured time on a regular basis where you aim to do that. Okay, so create some structured time and start funneling it into these games, even if it's just a conversation, but you can use these games as well. Your structured time might be 5 minutes, it might be 15 minutes, it might be 30 minutes, it might be every day, it might be once a week. Work out whatever works for you and just start making a commitment to the time.
And the value of putting these games in there is that if you have not had time and space like that and you feel quite disconnected, it can be easy to derail the whole time, like to end up arguing with each other. But if you've got these games with clear agreements and a structure, then you kind of can stay more on task with the intention of reconnecting and actually reaching more understanding, not having more arguments that bring you further apart.
So find that structured connection, and if you're just going to try this once, just say, I've heard of this fun game, let's do it, take 10 minutes. Create some structured time and do it. So with this communication game, we're not trying to say that there aren't problems, because there may well be problems, and we're not trying to say that one partner has all the problems and the other partner has none, and we're not trying to say that your partner is not in the wrong and you are, or anything like that. Okay, forget all of those pieces. Each of you will bring stuff to the relationship, both good and bad. And this communication game is about bringing that all to the surface in a really non-judgmental way, in a way that really claims ownership. So when you start and you go first and you say, this is what I bring to the relationship that isn't working, then you state it.
So, and then your partner will hear you and then say, and this is what you are bringing to the relationship that is working. Whenever I come home, you give me a hug. So then it's your partner's turn. You're kind of tag teaming. You're going one and then the other will say, and so this is what I bring to the relationship that isn't working. When I get home, all I want to do is go and be by myself, and I don't help with the children.
And and then I say, and this is what you're bringing to the relationship that is working. A crazy sense of humour that makes everyone laugh. So what you're doing in this game, and you keep going backwards and forwards, and it's you'll break the ice and you'll start to get silly and funny. And you can take this and you can make it hilarious if you want to. But what you're doing is, on one hand, you're taking responsibility and acknowledging what's not working from your side of the relationship. 100%, I'm own this. This is what I'm doing that's not working, that's not healthy for our relationship. The other piece that you're doing is you're acknowledging the strengths that your partner is bringing to the relationship, which is really affirming for them. So we've joined that together into one game, and you just tag team off each other.
And it can be anything. And it's okay to have some silence. Like if you're feeling quite disconnected, it might take a while to think of something. So just at the beginning, just let both of you know that it's okay to have a bit of space. It doesn't have to be like a hot potato where you're jumping between each other. Like, just let whatever comes, even if it's something really little, like you smiled at me this morning. It can be anything. Just keep going with it. Whatever comes, and more will come out of it.
Typically these connection games, they spark something and you go further, and that can be other conversations, and you can take it where it needs to go. So that's it for this connection game. And
please try it out and let us know how you went. We really value hearing all of those stories. It's really special for us.
Absolutely. So do get in contact. And if you're liking what we're posting about partnership in particular, then you're going to want to check the link below. Something new that Kaya and I have in the works and in progress. And if you want to work on communication, understanding and connection, and reigniting all of them, and really redefining the partnership in your relationship, then you'll want to check out the link.
Well, I was thinking...
We're just working this out here. That isn't working. Then you state it. And your partner goes... That's not what your partner does.